अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः। अर्जुन उवाच जायसि चेत् कर्मणस्ते मता बुद्धिर्जनार्दन तत्किं कर्मणि घोरे मां नियोजयसि केशव।
So this third chapter, which is about karma, if we understand this properly, then three things become clear to us. This is important because whatever was to be told, actually it has been told in chapter 2. As I said, all else is just slowly, gradually repeating the same thing to make him realize. Understanding what was to be given is given in whatever he has to say. He has said in chapter 2. Now only because he could not comprehend it. So gradually he is making him approach towards it. So if third chapter we understand properly, if we are attentive to it, then three things we will understand very clearly. Who we are, what are we here for, what is the role of a living guru, and how to go about divinity, what it is ultimate. This can be comprehended. So here say jayasi chet karmanaste matam buddhir janardana tat kim karmani ghore man yojesi keshava. So he is in the last chapter, he was telling in every way, this is how tasya pragya pratisthita, this is happens, then your intelligence is at right place. So according to the knowledge given, he should have understood everything by then, but he is still asking. Why? Because in the last this thing, when he said, because comes the last sloka of the second chapter. Esham brahmi sthiti parth nainam prapya vimuhyat.
स्थिति वास्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्म निर्वाणं रक्षति.
So he said, if you are established in this condition, then Brahma Nirvana, you will attain to the highest. Then he said, this is the case, then why are you putting me into the work? So he got deluded, he could not make out. Thing is, at the moment he said that you should get to the work, if he could have done, then in first sloka only he should have gotten to the work and said, okay, I got it. But whole second chapter, but he is still saying, no, when this is the case, I can get Brahma Nirvana like that. And then why are you putting into, because you are only saying, what are you saying? Jayasi chet karmane. You consider buddhi, intelligence to be higher than the karma. That is what he understood. Then why are you putting me to the karma? So, why are you saying this very clearly that you have to work? This is his question. Yeah, go ahead second.
व्यामिश्रेणेव वाक्येन बुद्धिं मोहयसीव मे तदेकं वद निश्चित्य येन श्रेयोऽहमाप्नुयाम्.
So same sentence, if you see in the beginning of the chapter 2, he was saying that whatever is clear, that you make clearer for me. You remember that sloka, what it is?
पृच्छामि त्वां.
So yash shreyam tan nischit bruhi tanme. This is how it says. Whatever is to be done, that you tell. What is shrest for me, that you tell me and make clearer for me. Because I am not in a position to clear it. Now, yes, go.
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः यश्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यास्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
So third line into it, he is repeating the same here. Yashreyan tan bruhi me. What is the best, that you tell me. Because your language seems to be very mixed. I cannot make out. Vyamisranena vakyen. these both your sentences are so mixed that I cannot figure out what are you saying. So he is saying, no, whatever is clear you tell me. But whatever is clear he is telling in the first sentence only, but he is not ready to grasp. So he is repeating his question again. No, give me the clarity. So now what is that? You have to come to that level to get the clarity. Otherwise I am all the time giving you clarity, but you are not receiving it because you are not ready. So the question remains same. He is saying, व्यामिश्रण वाक्येन बुद्धि मोहे सीव में तदेकम वद निश्चयम येन श्रेयो, जो श्रेय है, that is the same thing he was asking there. So why this confusion is there? Why the question remains same after whole chapter 2? When he is told that your intelligence should be at right place, that is how you grasp, because the intelligence has not reached to the right place. So he is asking such question again. So he is trying to make understand, because when you ask the question, then only the location is found out that this is what you have got. If you do not ask, then the teacher will always say, even in the classes, no, you may have got it. If you are getting it, then why he needs to repeat? But if you say, no, sir, this is the question, I tried to apply this, but didn't work out. And then he says, no, this is how it is working. So his question status remains same. He is saying the same thing, that you clearly tell me, you are telling me in such a mixed language, you are comprehending it in such a mixed language that I cannot get. What are you saying? What is good for me? श्रेष्ठ क्या है? That you tell me. ताने से आप निश्चित करो. You decide and tell me what is there. But he is saying, I am not running away from it. I am telling you, but you have to be to that stage. Yes. Next.
श्री भगवानुवाच लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघा ज्ञानयोगेन सांख्यानां कर्मयोगेन योगिनां.
So he is saying in the earlier also, two kinds of nishtha. Now this word nishtha is important. Nishtha is developed when one develops that knowledge. When knowledge emanates, devotion emanates, then only nishtha is there. Because nishtha, once it is developed, that means one will not go down then. Nishtha means you have become that, what knowledge you have acquired. Before that, chances of coming back, falling back are there. Determination is not there. But nishtha means determination has become truth for you. That is nishtha. That it is unshakable, unbreakable. That determination has reached to such an extent where even one's life doesn't mean anything. So that nishtha, that if that has developed, so he is referring that lok yasmani. This in this lok dvivida, two kinds of nishtha I have spoken. That two ways you can develop that determination, that nishtha. Pura prokta mayana. O Nishpap Arjun, earlier it was told by me. Jnana yogin sankhyanam, karma yogin yoginam. One, Jnana yoga, another is Jnana yoga, it is known as Sankhya yoga also, another is Karma yoga.
न कर्मणामनारम्भान् नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोऽश्नुते न च संन्यासनादेव सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति.
So, na karmanam anarambhyam. Without beginning the karma, you do not develop naishkarm karma. The nishtha, nishkarm, see, those are related by syllables. Until you develop nishtha, you will not know what is nishkarm. Karma everybody is doing, but nishkarm means the karma done with nishtha. When you have attained to the nishtha and then you do the karma, that is nishkarma. Until then, it is only karma. So, nishkarma push. So, sacha sanyasadeo siddhim samadhigacchati. So, without reaching to that, you cannot indulge, you cannot do that naisthik karma. And without, there is none who can stay without work. That is not possible. and you cannot, because you can't renounce, something will be working. Your construction is such that there is no such say movement when you are not working. Something is working, no? Even when you are sleeping, or you are breathing, digestion is happening. If you are not dreaming, then you are dreaming, then you are working more. So work is always happening in you. So whatever you are considering yourself, a body, then work is happening. You are considering yourself mind, work is happening. You are considering yourself intelligence, your work is happening all the time. So there is no such place that you cannot work. So you can't renounce that. Without reaching to that nastic karma, nishkam karma, it is not possible.
न हि कश्चित् क्षणमपि जातु तिष्ठत्य कर्मकृत् कार्यते ह्यवशाः कर्म सर्वः प्रकृतिजैर्गुणैः.
So he says, if you have to reach to that nastic karma avastha, so for that he is again making that thing clear कि न ही कश्चित् क्षणमपि जातु तिष्ठित अकर्मकृत्, which I am saying. There is no movement when you can stay without doing anything. And karyate hivasha karma sarva prakriti jari guna. Because of the nature, how your gunas how they operate. It says satraj tam, 3 gunas are there. Guna here referring to that. Satraj tam. So those gunas are what? They are the existence of nature. Nature, which here we are referring, the outside nature. So these 3 guna, it is made of 3 gunas. This is all permutation, combination of creation is through these gunas. Sat, Raj, Tam. Tattvataha means essentially it is the play of these 3 gunas that what all appearance we are seeing in the creation. Only work of 3. So you say Prakritir Vasher. Because you consider yourself, you are driven by nature, your whole existence. Don't you see, as a body, what is happening? You are driven to sleep, you are driven to wake up, you are driven to eat, you are driven to defecate, you are driven to do anything, any work. Driven. Something, you cannot imagine a moment when you are doing nothing. He says, even if you are not doing, this is a misnomer. You are always doing because of the Prakriti, because you are part of the whole. You are not separate individual. You consider yourself, which is a fallacy. You are always in continuum with the whole nature. Sky in you is in continuum with the sky outside. Water in you is in continuum with the water outside. Air in you is continuum with the air outside. Same things are, fire inside you is in continuum with the fire outside. So you are always in continuum with the whole. So because whole is so big as compared to, you are driven by that. He is saying that it is impossible that you can, because he is not understanding. He is saying, why should I work? Why should I fight? Here fight means why should I work? It says, you anyway are working. Can you ever be free? Only choice is whether you want to do what you should do or you want to do what you should not do. That is the only choice you have. So for to understand that what you should do, first you understand what you are doing perforce. Now so he is saying, oh, this fool did not understand anything. So he is again coming to make him understand. You see, this is how you are made of. So you have to understand that how your existence is. So he is trying to tell that. Okay.
कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य य आस्ते मनसा स्मरन् इन्द्रियार्थान् विमूढात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते.
So he says, leave what people are doing, because he is trying to make him understand what is his position, what is his dilemma. He says, Karmendriyani sanyam ya aste mansa. Suppose somebody perforce. Just take simple example. Somebody says, no, fast purifies body, so I will keep fast. I will not eat. That is his definition of fast. Now all the time mind is running for food. And it is giving you so much pain. No, little bit if I could have. All the time you are thinking about it. So that is what he is saying. It is fool's work. Karmendriyani sanyam. Aapne, you have tamed your karmendriyas. But from mind you have not stopped. Mind is still running according to the whims and fancies of your karmendriyas. Indriyani Indyarth vimudhatma mithyachar sauttate. Then he says this is mithyachar. This mithyachar means false behavior. If your mind is running for something and you are perforce stopping yourself not to do that means you are indulging in false behavior. Now, here certain caution needs to be there. When we are speaking something, then you say, no, my mind says, go beat somebody. So should you say it is mithyachar, better I go and beat somebody. Then get prepared for getting that beating from other side. See, when we are saying such things, what we are saying, we have already understood it that rolling in goodness is the mode minimum. So we are not talking of negative things at all. We are talking of a person who want to better and better oneself, want to reach to the better and better position. He is the person who is speaking, who is sanyam. The word sanyam he is. Sanyam in itself is such a big word. So it is given that Krishna want him to become sanyami. Sanyami means the one with the yama. What are your yama niyam, you know? Satya, aste, ahansa, parigrah, brahmacharya. Tap, sauch, swadhyay, ishwar, pranidhan. Tap, sauch, santosh, swadhyay, ishwar, pranidhan. So these are your yamas and niyamas. So sanyam means the one with the yamas. That all these things he wants Arjun that you should be like this. It's a sanyam. But not from only outside. That is mithyachar. If you say no, I am not stealing anything. Every yama if you say, no, I am not stealing anything. But inside mind it is going, I should steal. It will be good for my security purpose. So everything is going in the head. But it says it will not be right because your mind will not come into your control. If you are going this way, you are giving it a free rein, then according to the senses, then it will not come into control. Because senses are driven by nature. And nature needs to be in control. You cannot control it. You become such that it comes into control. So, he is saying that this is mithyachar. It is called mithyachar when you outside only you are stopping yourself, but inside you is turmoil. Your mind is running for everything, but outside you have stopped yourself from doing things. So that order he is telling, that what is the right order. If you keep indulging whole life this way, then whole life you have indulged in mithyachar. Means achara means what you should do in acharan behavior. Mithyachar means false behavior. Mithya means the one which is neither fake nor true. It is mithya. Means you are driven by the world. World we call mithya. So you will be driven by worldly things. Mithya is not fake or untrue. Mithya is worldly. That what is worldly behavior, you will keep yourself up to that level of consciousness only, because now that is what running into you. You are seeing these are my brothers, these are my this and that relations, and that is stopping you from doing your duty, because you are driven by mithya, by the world. You are not driven by reality. So that is what he is making him understand that senses are below, mind is above.
Yastvendriyani manasa नियम्यारभतेऽर्जुना कर्मेन्द्रियैः कर्मयोगम् असक्तः स विशिष्यते.
She said, if you reverse the process, because mind is more powerful, mind is master in context of senses. Mind is the master of senses. How? Suppose you are in control, mind is in control. Then it will, whatever you want to do or it want to do, that only it will go. Now I want to eat, mind says. Then only it will go. Now I go. I want to sleep. I want to wake up. It is in control. Otherwise, waking, sleeping and eating will control you. So he is saying, if you do reverse the process, yasti indriyani mansha niyam arahute Arjuna. If you tame your senses by your mind tames your senses, and then you start your karma. Karmendriya karmyogam asakta savishishyate. So then only detachment will begin. If you reverse this process, you make like this, that now mind is in control and it is deciding. So then only it can regulate your senses properly.
Niyatam kuru karma tvam कर्मज्यायो ह्यकर्मणः शरीरयात्रापि चातेन प्रसिद्धेद कर्मणः.
So he said, then you do niyatam kuru karma. If your mind is in control, then what is the karma? Niyat means the one which is set karma, means which has been decided that this is the karma, which is established karma. How to decipher it in real life? Whatever level of your knowledge is, how you do a karma, how you decide. Everybody does the same, everybody eats. But everybody does it according to one's knowledge. Somebody eats, green leafy vegetables, pure food. Somebody else may choose some dry stuff. Somebody may choose to eat stale. Somebody may choose to eat fresh. What is the niyatam? How do you decide which one is the niyatam? According to your knowledge. As much knowledge you have got, accordingly you will decide. That is how you will grow. So niyatam kuru karmani. He says, because he is not giving, no, you do this. Gradually he will tell everything that this is good food, this is how. But first you get ready to do it now. That I will do niyat karma at least. Come to that. So niyatam kuru karmani. Niyatam kuru karmam tvam karma jyayo hi akarmana. Because he says, doing karma is better than not doing the karma. Now he has changed little. Why he has changed? Because he now saying, at least now he has understood that without karma there is no movement. Every moment you are doing some karma. So now he is putting him onto a outside stage. That essentially, I suppose now you have come to understand this, that there can be no such position where you can stay without karma. So now while coming, now outside karma and akarma you decide. In this case, as I say, stale food, fresh food. So akarma what has become? Stale food. Karma what has become? Fresh food. But it is not that easy. There are situations when you are in a yajna process, maybe stale food is karma. You never know, because that is the knowledge. Then you grow into knowledge, then you say to know akarma into karma and karma into akarma, it is very delicate process. So, but for the beginner, it is okay to say this, that at least that is why people go for the Shastra. Shastra means what? Knowledge which is good. Knowledge which is real. So he says, niyatam kuru karmam tvam karmam jayo karmana. Because without not doing work is, so he is saying here, don't be lazy. Here he is not speaking of that karma and akarma. Here just saying, now you have understood that without work, anyway you cannot stay. So now what work you are doing, don't be lazy into that. Sarira matrapi chanate prasiddheta karmana. Because वैसे भी your body will also not work without if you sit idle. For the running of your body properly, for your proper survival also, you will have to do something or other. So this body which you have, you cannot sustain it if you decide that I will not do anything. Because in absolute sense, you cannot stay without doing anything. So falsely only, mithyachar only you will be doing. If you are not doing what you should do and how you should do, you will be indulging in some mithyachar. So what he is trying, every way, if you see, that is why we call it very deep, the Vani. That if you keep removing it one by one, every word is full of Brahma Gyan. A single sentence, this Gita or any knowledge, it is such a knowledge that through one word you can weave the whole Gita. Any word you take, from that single word you can give the whole knowledge of Gita. So it is within only, Atma hi hai. This is from any angle you see, from any word you can explain whole Gita. So here we are doing step by step, but in essence this is like this. A single word is sufficient. Like we say Om. Here what is visible and what is invisible. This level, it becomes one with it. It is not a level. It is a sound. It is not a sound. It is a vibration. It is not a vibration. It is what it is. So if we become one with that, then in one level you got everything as it is. So this is how the knowledge is, that it can be woven into single level, but we do not understand that deeply, so we go understanding by removing superfluous and moving towards the essence. So he here only in this 2-3 slokas, he has made very clear that what is karma, what is akarma. What is, we say you stay without karma, you can't. How to move, where to move, nishkar karma, you have to move towards. How to move, this is the order. That you control, you have the mind in control, and mind will control your senses. That is the order. Because you cannot stay without, the body cannot survive without doing something. Yes.
यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्म बन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्तसङ्गः समाचर.
So he says now, because he says that people are, when you do something, some karma is done, then you have to enjoy its fruit. Because he is saying, no, you do karma, you can't stay without doing karma. So, and when you do karma, there will be fruit. So then he may ask the question, then will I not get caught by the karma cycle? And he says, no, you will not get. So before he can ask, he is trying to make him understand that yagyarth karmano. Here, if you are doing only, your karma is only yagya karma. If you are doing yagna, that becomes your karma, becomes yagna. Then you will not get caught into the karma cycle. Then you will not have to reap the fruit of, you will not get attached to the fruit of the karma. Because yagna. If it is become yagna. Yagna, simple paribhasa. What is the simply, if you want to understand, yag means yah, the one who came to know. Yah means the one who, you say, ya devi sarvbhutesu, ya, everywhere it comes. Ya means the one. Gya means knowledge. Yah, the one who knew, the one who came to know. That becomes knowledge, that becomes that. Yah, that is yagya. So you say yagya karma, that you should become walking, talking yagya. Before that, you should do what yajna is. So these are the stages. Yagyarth karmanyo atra loko ayam karma bandhana. If you do the yajna karma, then you will not get caught into the karma bandhana. Tadarth karma kaunte mukta sangha samachara. If you are doing for the sake of yajna, your karma, then you are free from your karmic cycle. And then you evenly move. Samachara means some. This word is important. Some chara. Chara means anything which we call the char and achar. The one which has life and the one which has no life comparatively. It's not moving. So chara, it will come for the Brahma also. It moves. Brahma means the one that moves. It's a life. Movement is there. He says, even as you operate, when you are doing your karma is for yajna karma alone, then you are free from the karmic cycle and you freely move. Mukta samachara. That is the meaning. That karma, naishkarm karma, it becomes yajna karma, it becomes, then you are free.
Sahayajnah praja shristva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyadvam eshavoshtvishtha karma dukh.
Kam dukh. Yeah. Sah yajna praja srishtva purovach prajapati. So now he is telling the story. Because when you do not get the context, then story needs to be told. So that you get it. Say sah yajna. And now because he can ask what is yajna then. So he says when sah yajna praja srishtva purovach prajapati. When this creation happened, Prajapati is the one who created. Prajapati, so many names are there, In very many stages, the same word is used to indicate something else, So Prajapati is the one who created this all. So he is saying that when Praja means the creation, Pati means the one who protects it. So he says when it was created, he created Yagna. Along with the beings, he created Yagna also. So they are brothers, Yagna and created beings. They are Sahodar. They were created in one go. It was not separately created. Yagna and beings, who you are, the souls, they are created in the same. They are brothers and or sisters, whatever you want. Sah yajna praja srishtva purovach prajapati anena praspudyam wo ishtashva kamaduk. So he says, while creating yajna, what did he say? See, you have to explain, you have to say something. Mana, vachan, karma, three things are there. So he has created, that came from his mind. Creation has happened, work has happened, now vachan. So he spoke also. Now I have created you people, you got created. Now through this yajna, please each other. You do your yajna, through this yajna, devas are the bureaucrats of creation, you can say, to visualize them. How else you will visualize devas? What are devas? Ethereal beings. They are the conduits of divinity, the maintainer of the system. See, like today these officers are there or politicians are there. There's in some position, or you are in office, people, some work they are doing, conduit. So they also need salary when they are working. So they say, you provide them and they will provide you through the yajna. So yajna is the maintainer of both. So if somebody not doing yajna, then he becomes obstacle and he becomes the enjoyer of the fruit, which no one should be. Because if you want to enjoy the fruit of the karma, that is what he was telling. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadacham ma karma phal hetu bhurma. So that that has to be remembered clearly, that you are not there to enjoy the fruit of your karma. You will get what is needed for you through the yajna. So through the yajna, they also get what they need to, and you also get what you need to. So maintain a system is a vyaktitva vyavastha avastha. If you have to reach that stage, then this is the maintenance system, vyavastha. Yajna is the vyavastha there. Anena prasavishuddhem esh wo swit isht kamadhuk. Kamadhuk means the things which you desire. Whatever is desired by you, that is attained by yajna. So if you do yajna, they will be pleased, and in turn you will be pleased by their being pleased. So you will get your desired fruits.
Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu vah parasparam bhavayantaha shreyah param avapsyatha.
Devan bhavyata te deva bhavayantu vah. By this yajna, bhav shabd, this is the vav, it was defined that na sato vidyate bhavo na abhavo vidyate sata. Bhav is a very great word to understand what it is, how it is. So it is verily another name of truth. Bhav is the truth. It says, Devan bhavyata anen. You please make devas true by this. The essential meaning is that by doing this, you make their existence true. Because their nourishment of ethereal beings comes through yajna only. Truth means what? Their existence. Truth, ultimately what we define truth is that which exists all the time. Isn't it that I gave the definition for the truth? Truth means the one that exists all the time. But there are lower levels of the truth. Like if we say that exists for all the time, then how will you comprehend it? So it says for the comprehension's sake, this yajna is there. Through yajna, life transaction is happening. You are giving them life. What is their life? Their life is what is yajna, what happens in yajna. What happens? He says you please other in yajna. Any yajna. Suppose you have to understand it like this. Any karma you are doing. I'll tell the trail what is the chronology of karma, yajna and everything. I'll come to that. But here and now understand like this. That if you are cook, what is your yajna at that time? Karma. Your karma is for yajna. So for you at that time, that is yajna. If you are a cook. Now that you will offer, that food has to go to somebody. You don't cook it for yourself alone. Then it is no more yajna. If you are only thinking about, you are cooking for somebody else. So that time what are you doing? Somebody is hungry, he gets pleased. Deva you have become. That time you have become Deva because you have given somebody that what was needed for that to be happy. If somebody is hungry, if he gets food, he will become happy or pleased, isn't it? So you have become Deva. Deva is the one who is a giver. Now, who are you? You are a working system only. So somebody more essential is there in you. That is how the Devas are defined. They are all within you, but you don't know them. They say, in Indriya Dwar Jharokha Nana, Taha Taha Sur Baithe Karithana, Avat Dekhain Vishay Vyari, De Jaddain Kapatu Hari. So there are in your bodies in all the Indriyas place, Devatas are sitting there. And the moment they see something coming to the senses, they let it come. Because you have not tamed them through the yajna. You are not doing yajna karma, so they have gone berserks. You have to, that's why we say that a place of human is open to be higher than the divine, the devatas. Because you are providing them nourishment. What you do, you spoil them. You keep them hungry. You make them go haywire. If you are doing yajna karma, then they will be attentive that only yajna ahuti I will get. It is not that anything comes to senses and I will be fed. So, that is how it is. Yajna karma, anything which you are doing, are you doing it as an yajna? Are you doing it with full attention, full of your knowledge that this is what I should do? So, everything in that sense becomes yajna. Gradually it will increase. You will reach to the higher and higher stages of it. So earlier when people were doing yajna, everything was decided. That who will do what, who will give ahuti, who will say mantra. Because those people have tuned themselves to do that work. So here we are saying everything is yajna. Only you evolve. Somebody's work is this, somebody's work is that. They have evolved to that. That is how you get positions even in your bureaucratic circles. That is how it is. So, paraspar bhavyanta sreya param vapsyat. So, they are making true one another. That is what I mean. Because when somebody is hungry, you give food, you give him existence. Otherwise, existence will be at stake. So, you have to apply your imagination and you apply your right sense and intelligence that how to understand the indication. If somebody is hungry for a day, you don't give food, he will not die. But if you do it to the such an extent, that one will pass away. So he is saying that you please one another. That is what called being devas. When you are thinking about other, not yourself. You are doing your work for the sake of other. So you are already becoming free. Same thing other is doing. So he is also becoming free. So only freedom is there, no work is there. Everybody is doing for the other. That is yajna. That is deva. So this deva bhavam and yajna bhavam. Paraspar bhavyanta, working for one another. Then you reap what? Param vapsyat. Param avapsyat means avapt matlab prapt hona, to receive. Param means ultimate. So you will attain to that ultimate if you work like this. If you work in the spirit of yajna, then you will attain to the ultimate.
So this is like the one sentence that you say, assume the other as divine.
Yes. So this has to be Devan bhavyata anen te deva bhavyantu. You take care of devas, devas will take care of you. They need refinement. Devas need refinement. They are not such that they need the stuff you feed them. You have made them because they are dependent on you. Can they say when you are eating some stuff from the market, devas are not visible that they come and hold your hand and don't eat this. They are within you, dependent on you. But if you give them fresh food, they will be happy. Yeah, I have got my fill, the right yajna ahuti I have got. That's why when we eat food, this is for reminder. We say no. Brahma arpanam, Brahma havi, Brahmagno, Brahmana huta, Brahmain tena gantavyam, Brahma karma samadhina. Why are we reminding that this all is Brahma? But this is how you are a reminder that food should become prasad. So devas are very happy when you are giving them what is their natural food. But you are giving them this and then your intelligence is not functioning, your mind is not functioning, and then you are falling into the karma. So when you are doing yajna, you cannot fall into the karma cycle. If you are not doing yajna, then you will be bound by your karma. Then you have to clean them, and again you have to reach to that status. That is how the circle keeps on going. So one should move towards yajna. So that way, if this parasparata, mutual give and take happening, then it leads to the realization of the ultimate.
इष्टान् भोगान् हि वो देवा दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविता तैर्दत्तानप्रदायैभ्यो यो भुङ्क्तेस्तेन एव सः.
So it's Ishtan Bhogan Vo Deva Dashyante Yagna Bhavita. Whatever is needed for you, whatever is dear to you, that you will get. When the devas get pleased, when the divinity, that circle, that system gets pleased, then you will also receive what is needed for you. Because of the Yagna Bhavita. System is Yagna. Because if you are not cooking, then how can you give somebody to eat? When you do not, how somebody gets pleased? So the system is Yagna Vyavastha. If this is done, he said, then those devas become happy, then they will give you what is needed for you. And if you are eating without doing yajna, then you are stealing, you are a thief. Because everything is produced from yajna, because it is so material, that is why you are finding it difficult to visualize. I am saying there is nothing which is not produced by yajna, and that is what he has told in the beginning. Sahyagya praja srishtva purovak prajapati. Now, who will give testimony to this statement? Arjun is not knowing, only Krishna knows that this is the truth. Now, when he is alone there, who can be witness there? So, what he can tell is only story, that this is how it happened. It is up to you whether you trust it or not. Why? Nobody was there when he created. He was all alone. So he is telling that story. So now how can you question a story when you were not there? Either you trust or you do not trust. That is how this slowly graduating, why Guru is important. Because you need somebody to trust. It is up to you whether you want to trust or not. So this is how it was created, because it was created with the yajna. When you were created, yajna was created, and it was made a system that you will mutually, through this yajna, devas you will please, devas will give you what is needed. Because when you have made them like this, you have given them existence as they should exist, then they will give you proper thing. Otherwise, like bureaucrats, if you make them corrupt by giving them bribe, then will they move the right files all the time? They will look for who will give them pelf, and then only they will move. So who is suffering? The one who are doing the good work. Those who are waiting, no, everything is fine, my file will move according to the system. So then you become a stealer, thief. Those people, because of the hard work, those who are patiently waiting for their file, and you have got your work done by pelf, so you have made that bureaucracy, that system, yajna corrupt, and you have corrupted yourself, and that is how it is saying you are stealing from the system. Because the reality is produced, whatever power is coming, even if you see in any system, economic system, natural resource system, it is everywhere through the yajna that you are surviving. But your intelligence becomes so, useless, that you do not perceive the higher things. Then you say, no, I am doing, that is why it is happening. No, he is saying, I created this. Sahyagya praja srishtva. I created this like this, that this yajna is your system. Through this you will please devas, and devas will grant you what is needed for you. Otherwise, you are eating not this way, without yajna, then you are stealing, you are a thief. And Satya, Aste, Ahimsa, Aparigraha, Brahmacharya, that is your niyam. So Aste means non-stealing. Truth, Satya, Aste, Ahimsa, Brahmacharya. aparigrah, you should not keep anything. Sat aste ahimsa aparigrah brahmachari. 5.
Here, ahimsa comes, right?
But relative. See, when you have not attained to that, as I said, that in relatively, because whole slok is that param ahimsa parmo dharma, but ये भी तो है कि for the sake of dharma, hinsa is also there. Ahimsa parmo dharma, dharma hinsa tathaiva cha. For the sake of dharma, some hinsa happens, like when somebody is giving birth. Now it is birthright to give birth. Some hinsa is happening, isn't it? Violence is happening. Dharma hinsa tathaiva cha. So wherever that violence is protected by dharma, that amount of violence is not known as violence. Otherwise, this creation will not be there. Some amount of violence is there. Even when you are plucking vegetables, some amount of violence is there. So we don't go into the extremities. We are not false people. We are real people. What is happening, and we are as it is, we want to see it, or how is it working. So these eccentrics and rational means false rationality, they pull it to the extreme. No, is not that hinsa happening there when you are eating vegetable? You say we eat meat, hinsa is happening, but are you not? Yes, violence to the extent it is protected by dharma. What is dharma here? So if you keep on going in this, it will become, dharma here is to protect your body, to give it proper food, what suits its constitution. So it has been found out that vegetables are more suited to your constitution. So that is your dharma. So for that sake, whatever violence is there for dharma, that violence is recommended. So that is not called, what other better examples we can take. So even for the, why I give this birth taking example all the time, that in the beginning the violence is there. That is what he says, sahaj karma kaunte sadosam api na tyajet. Samarambhe hi dos purna dhumir agni iv abrata. It will come on later stages. This is from Gita only, but it will come in other chapters. Sahaj karma kaunte. He says, what is your sahaj karma? Even if some dosh, blemish is there, you should not leave it. You should not renounce. It's your karma, because of your karmic cycle. Suppose you have become a cobbler, or you have become a priest, or you have become what? It is because of your earlier impressions that you are here. Now you renounce your duty. You should become knowledgeable and your duty will change. But whatever is your karma at this time, you should not renounce that. Yahi to whole mein is telling. You can't, because there is no such stage that you can stay akarma krit without doing any karma. You will have to do. Sahaj karma kaunte sadosam api na tyajet. Because like fire is covered by smoke, at that time these gas and these things were not there. So they are speaking of the fire which is from wood or this cow dung. That there it is always some smoke covering the fire. Like that, every karma from the beginning has some blemish. It is not just blemishless karma. There is something, so long as you are there. It is there, some amount. That is why dharma hinsa has been told, recommended, that to the extent for your survival it is needed, it should be according to protection of the dharma that is there. So here he is telling, Istan bhogani buddheva dasyanti yagdabhavita. Happy by that yagna, that process system, they will provide you whatever is needed. And if you are eating without yagna, without offering them, through yagna, what is the offering? What happens when you are telling a mantra or something? So mantra we call because it is in Sanskrit or slow. If you say in English also in your mind, then also it is there. So it is your bhava reaching. You are offering. That's the prasad. So languages is important so long as we have to speak. If you have reached to that stage of knowledge where you do not need this language, then God, it is not a problem which language you have come. What is your language background? See, that is what the today's question somebody asked about Ruh, soul, spirit and Atma. So, what he is mixing is the three, the way they are conceived. When you see Ruh or spirit, the concept behind that is different. When you say soul, the concept or Atma, that is different. So, process he is confusing with what is behind that, spirit and root, and trying to make it as an Atma. So, he got confused. So, the question was valid. That Ruh is supposed to stay in some place and wait for the final this thing, that now my decision will happen. While Atma never takes birth, never dies. So it doesn't ask for any deliverance day or anything. So that to that extent language is important. That in which language, what meaning you are assigning to it, because your concept is different, name you are taking. That is how people fight on language. You know Tanni or water or Jal in three different languages. People are asking, I want Tanni. He said, you take water. No, I will not take water. I will take only Tanni. Then what can be? He is offering to take water. No, water I will not. I will take only Tanni. Then what can be done? So this is such issues. The language is important so long as we need it. If we have reached to a stage where now my concepts are clear, everything is clear, what is illusion, what is not, and then how does it matter which lingual background you had? So here he says that through yagna only, very in simple words, through yagna only, devatas are pleased, and when they are pleased, they will give you whatever is needed for you, and this way both of you can be happy. If you are not doing yagna, then you are a thief. Then your yam niyama you are not following. So then you will have to reap its results. You will have to undergo that bhogam. That's the
यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तो मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः भुञ्जते ते त्वघं पापः ये पच्यन्त्यात्मकारणात्.
So he says yagna assist, बहुत अच्छा माना जाता है. What is left over from an yagna? If you are eating that, then it is very good. It is the giver of virtues. All the sins are killed by that. If somebody is eating what is left from an yagna, that is where I was saying that how do you decide that when stale food even can become the prasadam? Suppose there is a housewife, a mother. Now she thinks, no, all my children should eat. And they ate all what was cooked. Now only stale food is left for her. And she is reached to that stage. No, it's my duty, it's good that they eat it. If what this children's role may be, no, I should give first to my elders. But it is there, because if there is sistachar and that knowledge has come into them. And in families we say that something good if you have brought to eat. So you should offer it to two people, children and the oldest ones, if there are. Then you take whatever is left. So when you give to the old people, maybe because of the karma and so many things are there, maybe it comes to in their mind. Depends how their journey would have been. I have not been offered. Then it will not do good to you, neither your children. And if they are self-satisfied, then they automatically will offer to this youngest one. No, I should give to my youngest one. So you see, children do not have that generally, if you have noticed. When they are young, when they grow and become socialized, otherwise whatever they get, they want to share with, because they do not have that sense. They find sharing more important as children. They are not selfish, then I only have to eat. If they are conditioned like that, seeing in family the behavior of whosoever are in the family. It can be influenced by even a visitor, you never know. So it may be parents, it may be relatives, whosoever, and even a casual visitor may influence. That is we call karma bandhana. We can't do anything about it. Otherwise, they are sharing. They have that attitude. So, same the old people have. This is the way it should be maintained. This is a yajna assist. Yajna assist. Whatever is left out of yajna, if that is eaten, then it removes all your sins. This is the virtue of yajna. Bhunjate te tvagham papa ye pachant kam karna. And the one who are eating for themselves only, thinking about oneself only, वो तो पाप ही खा रहे हैं. They are eating the sins. If somebody is self-centered and thinking only about oneself all the time, then they are eating the sins. They are not eating the stuff, what they are eating. So always this should be kept in mind. That is where the parahit, everywhere we say that you are thinking about the other all the time. That becomes so much virtuous it makes you. So this should all be kept in mind, that thinking about only oneself is like eating the sins. Yajna uchist is the best thing, the thing which should be eaten. Here the simile is given that of the food, because that is the basic thing people identify and can understand. So yajna means whatever is giving, if it is leftovers are eating, yajna assist. Then it is giver of punyas and remover of the sins. Simple, that parahit concept is there behind that. That you all the time it is being told is in different language that parahit, because yajna is also for parahit, and par we say divine. So for the divine beings, because when the par is happy, it will please you. So system, it is being told that it is regulated through yajna. And yajna, we come to know slowly what it is. It is, yajna is a very complicated concept to be clear, because that is the role of the guru. Otherwise there is no this thing. That what is yajna now? What is yajna? Who will tell? The one who knows only he can tell this is yajna. Otherwise, you are doing according to your whims and fancies, but I have been told what is written. Oh, this is yajna. Somebody is doing this. Somebody is doing aghor sadhana. Something people are doing all things, and they are thinking they are doing yajna. Whose responsibility it is? It is the responsibility of the one who knows it, and it is the responsibility of the one who wants to know it. So, yajna, for knowing the yajna, only a living person can tell you that this is yajna today. Otherwise, you don't know. So, this is how it is. So, today we will stop here. But this karma, naistik karma, yajna, and role of the guru, a living guru, these are the things. Because otherwise, you will not know what is yajna. This is how it should be understood. So, this is a chapter which makes things very clear, which are verifiable in life, and that is what any knowledge which is not relevant for your life here and now is no knowledge. And if you are not utilizing it in your life, then also you are wasting your time. So both ways it is like that. So that is how you come to verify the knowledge, what is true and what is not. That is how you verify that's what a life is. So I have told you how the trust is, how the yajna is, how we move towards karma, and from karma to naistik karma. And naistik karma, if you nistha it, if it is developed, then you come to know what is naishkarma, and yajna is the